Hey everybody, it's Selena Reina and you are watching the What Happened. Before we get started, I just want to remind you not to forget to hit that bell and that subscribe button so that you can get notified whenever I post a brand new video or whenever I go live. I also want to mention that I'm very thankful for everybody commenting and messaging me through social media and thanking me for everything that I've been doing, covering stories for their families, friends, or just anybody that they know. I also want to say this story particularly was, several people have asked me to cover this story of a murder that took place back in 2007 in Knoxville, Tennessee, the murder of Channon Christian and Christopher Newsom. So please go ahead and again, click that bell and don't forget to subscribe so that you can get notified whenever I go live. Thank you all for watching and I hope you enjoy this story. January 6, 2007 is a night that Knoxville, Tennessee will forever remember. A lot of the community was definitely just shocked and surprised that this horrible crime had just occurred. Shannon's parents had described her as a beautiful young girl, very spiritual, always laughing, motivated about life, and she was so excited to date Christopher Newsom. The family described them as just being meant to be. They were very loving, they were very affectionate with one another. They were such a young couple, and Christopher actually loved to play baseball. His parents described him as very athletic and their only son. So this story was very traumatic to the families, especially listening to the events that took place and how their lives were sadly taken at such an early time. Her family did state, and Christopher's family did state, that they were basically robbed from them ever having kids, from ever having, getting married, doing anything like that. So this particular evening, Channon and Christopher had went on a date and they went out to eat, and she spoke to her dad, and the last thing her dad told her was that he loved her very much and to call him when she was able to contact him the next day, coming back from the friend's party. So her dad remembered asking her where she was going and, where the party was going to be at, but Channon had only informed him that she was just about to arrive to the apartment where the party was at, and that was the last time he spoke to her. So on this particular evening, they pull up to the apartment, to her friend's house, and as they were getting off, that's whenever they were both abducted. And the car was taken, obviously, and so was the couple. Anxiously, the father continuously tried to contact Channon. He kept trying to contact her phone. The parents, they contacted Christopher's family. Nobody had heard from the couple. The next day, he went on ahead and contacted the police department and was able to inform them where the Toyota 4Runner was going to be located, because they were able to ping her phone, and he knew wherever his daughter's phone was pinged at is where she would be at. On Monday, that particular Monday, January 8th, the police had recovered an envelope inside of the vehicle that actually had a fingerprint on it. So the evidence was leading them to a young man named Lemaricus Davidson. They were able to find an address which was 2 blocks away from where Shannon's car had been recovered. So the next day, on Tuesday, January 9th, is where they went to the house and they found that it was an unoccupied residence. However, they were able to locate Shannon's body. They located it in the kitchen inside of a trash can. Now, here's where the viewer discretion is coming in, because the way that they were both tortured and killed was just horrendous. So when they found Christopher's body, they were able to immediately see that he was blindfolded, he was gagged, he was stripped naked from his waist down, and he had been shot in the back of the head. He was shot in the neck and in the back as well. His body had been set on fire, and according to the testimony of a Knox County medical examiner, that particular day, they were able to see that Christopher Newsom was also sodomized with an object and he was also raped by one of the abductors. And it's just so sad. Later on, they were able to see and conclude that Channon was actually left alive for a few more days, where she was just tortured for days. And the family had made a promise to Channon when they seen her body, whatever, you know, was left, sadly to say like that, but whatever was left of her body, the father hugged her and told her that he will never miss a date of court hearing and sentencing for these men who, you know, they were arresting. And at the time, they started off with 1 male and then 2. In total, it was 4 males plus a female. So again, it was just a lot of information that was coming in fairly quickly. Now, Channon suffered a lot. She suffered a lot more than what Christopher did. The medical examiner stated that Channon died hours and days of torture. She sustained traumatic brain injuries, and she also had suffered sexual assault. Before killing her, they had removed DNA. The people who killed her tried to remove DNA by pouring bleach down her throat. They scrubbed her body with it. They stripped her with the bedding, and then they covered her face with a trash bag and then stashed it in 5 large trash bags. And these were placed inside of a residential waste disposal unit and covered with sheets and garbage from a Wendy's restaurant. And the medical examiner then was able to conclude that Channon sustained so much injuries, however, survived everything, all of this torture. She survived it. And the only way she died is when they finally suffocated her with the bags and stuff. Today, all of the suspects have been apprehended. The home where Channon and Christopher were tortured, that home has now been demolished. According to Knoxville, Tennessee, and the PD department, they have came to an agreement just to go ahead and demolish that home so that the families no longer had to suffer and see that home any longer. And also, the families have started a scholarship funding underneath Channon and Christopher's name. I hope you enjoyed this story. And again, this is just to bring some type of attention to things that have happened before technology and social media taken place. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can go ahead and comment down below if you'd like me to cover a story in your area, or go ahead and feel free to message me if you like. I hope you all have a great night and stay safe. Thank you all for watching Selena Reyna on the What Happened.